Welcome. We are exploring the steps for compilation of Vedic mathematics referencer. Today, our focus is to remain upon Divya Dravya. Divya means transcendental and Dravya means content. We are to understand what this conceptually is, what it is a object of which we have to deal with. Now, Dravya means a matter, a content, and it is in respect of the Akash Tattav. Akash Tattva we know is the fifth element. So this Akash is fulfilled with a content and space fulfilled with content itself becomes a space content. So we have to understand what is the Vedic view, what is the Vedic comprehension, what is the Vedic reach of the space content. Vaisheshik Darshan conceptualizes, comprehends, and deals with 9 dravya, 9 contents: prithvi, apa, agni, vayv, aaksh. These are Panch Mahabhut, kaal, disha, man, and atma. As far as these 4 types of content are concerned, with respect to it, we have to have a specific training for the mind to have an appreciation how the time is a matter, directions as well as the matter, mind is a matter, and soul as well is a matter. Vaisheshik Darshan is comprehending and working out 9 folds of a matter. Now, these 9 types of matter are to be taken as of a first category of 5 elements, basic elements, bhut, panchmahabhut, and these are 4 the transcendental fields. Now, these 9 folds of matter are to be worked out. The Vedic mathematics, science, technologies have to deal with these 9 types of the matter. Therefore, let us have a insight about these, and for it we have to approach them in terms of TCV values. It will be 25, 8, 14, 13 and 8, making a summation value of 68, and then it is kaal, disha, man and atma, making it a summation value 57, and all these 9 formulations of 9 folds of matter lead us to value 68 plus 57 is equal to 125, and value 125 we know is equal to 5 raised to power 3. Further, we know that 5 cross 5 varga consonants of the placement values, TCV values, make it a setup whose summation value blissfully is going to be 125. Here we can have a pause and take note that Visheshik Darshan is comprehending and is chasing these 9 folds of matter. Devanagari alphabet is providing a format of 5 cross 5 varga consonants of this set of values of summation value 125. Further, we know that the Jyotish Vedang, the Vedang which is the basis of the Vedic mathematics, is organizing the existence phenomenon as of 9 planets: Surya, Chandrama, Rahu, Ketu, Mangal, Budh, Shani, Shukra and Brihaspati. We know that these 9 planets are of periods of occurrence of completion of one cycle as of 6 years, 10 years, 17 years, 7 years, 7 years, 16 years, 19 years, 20 years and 18 years, makes a total summation value 125. These planets and the space Akash Tattav as such makes a setup of 125. Further, we know that Lord Creation, the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, is of 125 years of age duration. These all features, as these are pointing as that Vedic mathematics, Vedic systems, Vedic organizations are fully availing this 5 cross 5 matrix, this format, and we know the 5th degree equation is not solvable by the conventional arithmetic operations. As such, the Vedic systems transcend ahead of the conventional operations, because the limitation of the conventional operations is only up till the solutions of a 4th degree, and the 5th degree equations are not solvable in terms of it. As such, the Vedic systems initiate themselves for working out Akash Tattav, and this chase is going to be the Dravya, Divya Dravya, the transcendental content. Therefore, let us be specific in our approach, as that the students of Vedic mathematics, Vedic sciences and Vedic technologies are to be initiated for a step ahead of the conventional arithmetic and other operations of mathematics. We have to transcend that conventional processing steps of mathematics. We have to start for this reach in terms of a 5 cross 5 matrix. We have to reach at the Akash Tattva, the space as an element. It will be taking us to prithvi, and we know that space is having NVF value 44, and it is equal to TCV of prithvi, transcendental space. So, at the very initial stage, at the stage of settlement of the subject content, at the stage of initiation of the young minds, at the stage of putting the young minds on the mathematical format, the concentration, the conscious concentration is to be that we have not to permit the processing steps to result into a mental block, a mental state for a mind that it stands held up and doesn't permit a transcendence beyond. Therefore, we have to begin at the initial stage itself that the 5 cross 5 matrix or fifth degree equations or the Akash Tattav of element 5 or a Param is the subject matter, is the reach domain, and mind is to be initiated and is to be trained accordingly. The hypothesis, the axioms, the postulates, the working steps, and all sequential processing is to be molded in such a way that all these 9 folds of matter content stands exhaustively covered, beautifully covered, blissfully covered without any mental blocks. Now let us see the approach of the Vedic mathematics. Vedic mathematics is approaching cube as a 3-space body. It is hypercube 3, and this hypercube 3 is a setup of 8 corner points. There are 12 edges, there are 6 surfaces, and there is one volume. This setup of a cube as such is a setup of 27 structural components. Now if we have a synthesis of one cube with another cube, then in this synthesis, the second cube, when it will synthesize with the first cube, one of its surface as such will get unmanifest state. This surface and this surface get superimposed upon each other, and the 9 factors of the surface means 4 corner points, 4 edges, and 1 area. These 9 components will go unmanifest, or the synthetic setup of a cube with another cube as a setup of a pair of cubes in its synthetic format as such is going to be a structure in which the internal surface is to go unmanifest, or in other words, these surfaces will get superimposed upon each other, and the contribution because of the first cube is going to be of 27 structural components, while the second cube will contribute only 18 components, in all making it 45. Now if we have a synthesis of 3 cubes, then the third cube as well in the above process of superimposition of one of the surface, as here initially these 2 surfaces are getting superimposed, and here when the third will be there, this pair of surfaces will get superimposed. So the contribution will be 27 because of the first cube, 18 because of the second, and 18 because of the third. So we will be having a reach at 63 components. Now if we have a 4th cube here, then we see this 4th cube is so placed that in this case there will remain only 12 components as a contribution for the setup, and we will have a reach at 75. So 4 cubes as synthetic setup take us to value 75, and we know 75 is the TCB value of a sutra Eka Adhikain Purve. So Eka Adhikain Purve value. So the Ganita Sutras, mathematics, will be having a geometric format for its first sutra as a synthetic setup of the 4 subcubes. Now, if we have a split for a cube as 8 subcubes, so if we have a split for a cube as 8 subcubes, then we'll see that these 8 cubes will provide us a contribution is equal to 125. It is here where we shall have a pause. Let us revisit this geometric format of synthetic setup of a cube as 8 subcubes contributing 125 structural components. We have seen that Devanagari alphabet as Varga consonant setup ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, cha, cha, ja, jha and nya, ta, tha, da, dha and ana, ta, tha, da, dha and na, pa, pha, ba, bha and ma. These are having values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is here where the Devanagari alphabet letters, 5 cross 5 Varga consonants, the synthetic setup of a cube as 8 subcubes, the value of the TC values of the 9 folds of a matter, the organization of 9 planets in a space or unifying themselves, and this unification is parallel to the age of Lord Krishna as 125 years lifespan. So we shall have a specific, concrete comprehension that the Vedic systems, Vedic knowledge, Vedic mathematics, Vedic sciences, Vedic technologies, the existence phenomenon within human frame, the existence phenomenon of our solar universe, the solar universe as a Brahmand, body as a pind, the parallel as is happening within a body, so in universe, and as is happening within a universe, so in a body, are all purely mathematical propositions. These are the mathematical conclusions. Therefore, the young minds, when are to be initiated for Vedic mathematical processing steps. Caution is to remain that the innocence doesn't get a scratch. The possibility of the mental states coming in the way of the mind to transcend their form is to be ensured to be not there. We have to mature young minds as of a perfect intelligence field, as a compactified state of the field organization of the orders, different orders, but this organization is in no way coming in the way of mind to transcend them. The attainment of a mathematical mind as a transcending mind is the real attainment. The index of the sadhakas successfully covering the Vedic mathematics course is going to be the degree of the potentialities of the mind transcending through the different compactified states of the intelligence field. So we can be specific in our conclusions that object and aim of the Vedic mathematics is that the young mind results into a perfect mind. The index of perfection is to be measured in terms of the degree of success of the mind to transcend through the different compactified states of the intelligence field. A step prior to that or step following as an end result is that young mind is to be trained to create intelligence field of perfection state so that the mind transcends through the and all the states of the intelligence field. So creation of an intelligence field, the perfection of the intelligence field of the compactified states parallel to the sevenfold consciousness states, the intelligence field with consciousness base of seven folds resulting into the perfection of intelligence field of sevenfold compactified states and mind successfully, easily, naturally, blissfully transcending through all these compactified states of the intelligence field. Once we are clear in our objective, once we have a clear glimpse of the responsibility of the Vedic mathematics teacher, once we are properly glimpsing and are fully face to face with, we are consciously face to face with our responsibility, then we will be clear that this existence phenomenon, may it be within body or in a universe, is a phenomenon of a matter. This matter is going to be in the form of the different layers of energies, and these layers of energies have to manifest in such a way that within real space the domains manifest as of four folds. The domain fold is the third fold, and the hypercube 3 with space content manifesting as a domain fold is to be availed for a transcendence. This transcendence would mean a transcendence at the center of the cube where the innermost corner points of 8 subcubes meet. The center of the cube as such is a seat of the origin of 3 space. That means it is a seat of a 4 space in the role of an origin, and 4 space in a point state, in a Euro state, as a center, as hypercube of 4, the representative body of a 4 space as of a Euro Meyer will be having compactification with its own origin as well. So the origins of 4 space, 5 space and onwards are compactified and are a placement at center, at the synthetic center point of 8 subcubes. The young mind is to be conscious about this organization of the matter and how the center of the cube as a seat of compactified range of origins is ultimately to play the role of transcendence. Transcendence is to take place at the seat of an origin. In the context of a cube, it is to be at its center. This seat of the origin is like the heart within our human body. It is the seat of a 4th eternal circuit. It is a space presided by Lord Brahma, Creator the Supreme. And Lord Brahma sits comfortably and meditates gracefully upon Lord Shiv, the transcendental Lord, having a seat within the cavity of heart of Lord Brahma. Means this meditation is the meditation of glimpsing the origin of an origin. So in a cube, 4 space as an origin and 5 space as an origin of origin is to make a transcendental base, and it is upon this transcendental base that transcendence phenomenon is to take place. It is this transcendence phenomenon which is to be chased. The perfect comprehension of this transcendence phenomenon as the seat of origin and the origin of origin as its transcendental base is to provide proper insight and appropriate enlightenment for the sadhakas. The sadhakas, fulfilled with intensity of urge to be parallel with Vedic systems, shall learn to meditate within cavity of their own heart at the seat of a transcendental Lord, and parallel to the enlightenment process of Lord Brahma, multiplying as tenfold Brahmas, the sadhakas as well have to melt their mental states and have to have the existence, liberation as a transcendental phenomenon. These values are to be inculcated, these values are to be learned, these values are to be imbibed, so it settles the aim of learning and teaching of a Vedic mathematics. Thank you very much.